It's been years. Years of surface-level conversations. Years of fine and nothing when you ask how she is. Years of feeling like you're married to someone you barely know anymore. You miss the woman who used to tell you everything, who used to share her thoughts and dreams and worries. Now there's this wall between you, and you have no idea how to get past it. Maybe you've tried asking her what's wrong and she shuts down. Maybe you've tried having the talk about your marriage, and it went nowhere. You're starting to wonder if the distance is just permanent now. Let me show you how to rebuild connection after years of emotional distance, because it's not permanent. But it does require you to understand what you're really dealing with. Here's the thing about years of distance. It didn't build overnight, and it's not going to disappear overnight. That wall between you is made up of hundreds of moments where she learned that opening up to you wasn't safe or wasn't worth it. Every time she shared something and you minimized it. Every time she was vulnerable and you got defensive. Every time she tried to connect and you were checked out on your phone. Those moments stacked up year after year until she just stopped trying. So when you want her to open up again, you're not just asking her to share what's on her mind today. You're asking her to trust you with her heart after years of learning not to do that. That's a big ask. And it requires more than one good conversation. Here's what doesn't work. Having one vulnerable moment where you tell her you want things to be different, and then going right back to the same patterns. She's heard promises before. She's seen you try for a week and then slip back. Words don't mean much anymore. She needs to see consistent change over time before she's willing to risk opening up again. So where do you start? First, stop trying to force intimacy. Don't pressure her to open up. Don't say, "Why won't you just talk to me?" with frustration in your voice. That pressure makes her close up even more. Instead, create space where opening up feels safe. Not pressured, not demanded, just safe. What does that look like? You start by being present in the small moments. Not the big relationship talks, the small daily moments. When she mentions something about her day, put your phone down and actually listen. Ask one follow-up question that shows you're interested. Don't jump to advice or solutions. Just show her you're paying attention. When she makes a comment about something she saw or something she's thinking about, engage with it. Don't dismiss it or grunt acknowledgement. Actually respond like what she said matters. These seem like tiny things. They are tiny things. But after years of not feeling heard, tiny moments of feeling seen start to chip away at that wall. Here's another piece. Stop defending yourself. This is huge. When she does say something that sounds like criticism, or when she brings up something that bothers her, your instinct is to explain why she's wrong or why you had a good reason. Every time you do that, you're proving to her that it's still not safe to be honest with you. Because honesty gets met with defensiveness. Try this instead. She says something that feels like criticism. You take a breath and say, "Tell me more about that. Help me understand what you're feeling." You're not agreeing she's right. You're not admitting fault. You're just showing her you can handle her honest feelings without making it about defending yourself. That's huge. Because part of why she stopped opening up is she got tired of every honest moment turning into an argument where you defended yourself instead of actually hearing her. Now, let's talk about apologizing for the distance. Not in a grand gesture way. Not, "I'm sorry I've been a terrible husband." That puts pressure on her to reassure you, which makes it about you again. Instead, acknowledge specific moments. "I realize when you tried to tell me about your day yesterday, I was on my phone. I'm sorry. That wasn't okay." Specific apologies for specific moments. That shows you're actually paying attention now, not just making a blanket statement to make yourself feel better. Here's something most men get wrong. They think reconnection happens through big conversations. It doesn't. It happens through consistent small actions that prove things are different now. The big conversation can come later. First, you have to rebuild trust that you're actually present, and that sharing with you won't end badly. So how do you rebuild that trust? You show up consistently. Every day, you turn toward her instead of away. Every day, you engage instead of checking out. Every day, you validate instead of minimizing. Not for a week, not until she opens up. You do this for months without expecting immediate results, because she's watching to see if this change is real or if you're just trying harder temporarily. When she tests the water by sharing something small, and she will eventually, treat that moment carefully. Don't overwhelm it by getting excited that she's finally opening up. Don't use that moment to push for more. Just respond well to what she shared, validate it, show interest, and then give her space to come back when she's ready. Think of it like a scared animal learning to trust again. You don't chase it. You don't corner it. You just consistently show up with food and patience until it feels safe enough to approach. Here's what this looks like day to day. Morning. You're both getting ready for work. Instead of being in your own heads and rushing around, you stop for 30 seconds. You ask how she slept. You actually wait for the answer. You kiss her goodbye and mean it. Evening. She comes home. You put down whatever you're doing and greet her. Not, "Did you pick up the milk?" First thing, you ask about her day and actually listen to at least 2 minutes of the answer before talking about logistics. Bedtime. You're both in bed. Instead of immediately scrolling your phone or turning on the TV, you ask her one real question. What was the best part of your day? Or, what's on your mind for tomorrow? Something that invites connection. These small rituals, done consistently, create hundreds of micro moments where she experiences you being present. Over time, those moments start to outweigh the years of distance. Here's what not to do while trying to rebuild connection. Don't keep score. Don't think, "I've been trying for 2 weeks and she's still not opening up, so this isn't working." 2 weeks doesn't undo 2 years, or 5 years, or 10 years. Don't get frustrated and pull back. If you show up for a month and then get tired and stop, you just prove to her that this change wasn't real. You're back at square one, except now it's even harder to rebuild trust. Don't expect her to meet you halfway right away. She might not be ready to try as hard as you're trying. That's okay. You created the distance. You put in the work to close it, without keeping score about whether she's matching your effort. And don't use her emotional distance as an excuse to stay disconnected. She won't open up to me anyway, so why bother? That's giving up. If you want this to change, you have to change first. One more thing. Sometimes years of distance means there are real hurts that need to be addressed. Things you did or didn't do that created wounds. At some point, those might need to surface. When they do, don't minimize them with, "That was years ago." If it still hurts her, it's still real. Listen. Apologize specifically. Don't defend your younger self. Just acknowledge the hurt and commit to being different now. Here's the truth. Your wife built that wall for a reason. She didn't wake up one day and decide to be distant. She slowly learned over years that being open with you didn't feel good. You can't tear that wall down with one conversation or one grand gesture, but you can show her through consistent daily actions that it's safe to lower it brick by brick. Be present in small moments. Stop defending yourself. Apologize specifically for specific things. Turn toward her instead of away from her. Do this consistently for months without demanding immediate results. Eventually, and it might take longer than you want, she'll start to trust that this change is real, that you're actually different now, that sharing with you might feel good again instead of frustrating or hurtful. And when she does start to open up, remember, you're getting a second chance. Don't waste it by falling back into old patterns. The woman willing to be vulnerable with you again after years of distance is giving you a gift. Honor it. Comment below. How long has there been distance in your marriage? What's one thing you're going to start doing differently today? If you want more help rebuilding connection and communication, grab the ebook. Links in the first comment or my bio.